All right, good morning. Thank you so much for checking in with us here at Atlanta News First on your Saturday morning. I'm Megan Packer here, and we will get you updated on what's making news and weather headlines this morning. Talk about a cool down with our forecast. We'll check in just a moment with First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams tracking the cool down after we reached 100 a few days ago. How about that? So hope everyone's been staying very cool inside in the AC. But here's what we're talking about this morning as far as what's making headlines. You know, last weekend we talked a lot about a very busy, violent weekend on Edgewood Avenue in Atlanta. And now businesses and the city are meeting to address this issue, trying to come up with a plan for keeping everybody safe. 3 people were shot early Saturday morning last weekend, and then more than a dozen others were shot in 3 separate shootings, including a mass shooting early Monday morning. The Auburn Church Collaborative also announced yesterday that it was offering support and services to grieving families and shooting survivors. So this meeting yesterday, it was a virtual meeting. It was bar owners and employees, and they met with city officials. Came just about a week or so after that deadly weekend in Atlanta. So we will see what the next steps are as many people continue to just keep an eye on the violence in this part of town. But again, that mass shooting that killed one person, injured several others, was one of several that just had people on edge there in that Edgewood Avenue district of Atlanta. So people certainly trying to come up with a solution and a plan for how they move forward. Metro Atlanta rapper Quavo is helping survivors of last weekend's gun violence. His Rocket Foundation just launched an initiative. It's an emergency trauma therapy fund to provide mental health resources. We have a link with more information about the fund on atlantanewsfirst.com and in our free news app. Rapper Young Thug met with high school students yesterday. He was at Skyview High School in College Park, and this was a meeting with at-risk students as part of his plea deal made during the Fulton County RICO trial into his organization, YSL. He spoke with the teens at the school, and he's really not spoken much publicly yet since being released on probation. Under the terms, he cannot visit Metro Atlanta unless it's for events like this one that was held yesterday. Our reporter had a chance to talk with him a little bit. He told her it was great to be back in Atlanta. It was home, and that he took his time in custody to reflect and get better. Atlanta police are getting new uniforms. Check it out. And this is all in anticipation of all of the visitors we'll have for the World Cup. The department just unveiled them this week. They are still dark blue, but now they have these light blue checkered patterns across the chest, sleeves, and the pocket trim. The change was made because of the World Cup games coming to town next year. The police chief says the goal is to make it easier to spot officers. Of course, we will have a big international crowd here in Atlanta, so they want to make it crystal clear of who police officers are if somebody needs assistance while they're here. APD officers in Midtown, downtown, and at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport are already wearing these uniforms. Officers in other neighborhoods in the city will start wearing them next year. So what do you think of them? Yay or nay? This morning, we are learning more about plans for the former CNN Center in downtown Atlanta. These are some renderings. Developers hope to have the major transformation done by the time the World Cup games are here next year. The renderings show what they hope the center will turn into. The hope is to have retail, dining, and entertainment all in this space right there in downtown Atlanta near Mercedes-Benz Stadium and State Farm Arena. Let's take a peek outside right now. Look at these conditions in Midtown. It is just so dreary. Can't see really the buildings. A little while ago, we couldn't see at the top of them. Now we really can't see most of them. We'll bring in First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams tracking this wet pattern. And boy, such a cool down as well, Isaac.
Yeah, and I think most people, Megan, probably will enjoy this. We'll see. This is not going to be something that is only here for today either, or just the weekend. We have this pattern actually sticking around for many days. In fact, through the weekend into next week. In fact, we've got even these conditions lasting through most of next week. When I'm talking about dreary conditions at times, rainy weather at times, and also some below average temperatures. Happy Saturday. We have First Alert weather days today and tomorrow for numerous shower chances into this afternoon. We've already been seeing some this morning, and I'll show you on radar in a second. We're going to see more of that into this afternoon and tonight, and again on Sunday. Basically, from now until Sunday night, periods of rain of varying intensity. I've been saying this kind of all morning. We're going to kind of go from a drizzle and mist to a downpour and then kind of back and forth at times. The good news is that we're not expecting 100% coverage of rain throughout the next 48 hours, but we are going to see several areas of heavy rain in spots. Here's a look going forward here in Futurecast. 3 o'clock this afternoon, we've got some downpours in and around Atlanta most likely, and then some scattered showers that will continue here. So again, notice where the coverage of rain is and where it's not. This is just one model's guess. This is still kind of keeping with that scattered rain pattern that we've had, but also keeping in mind that we are going to see some downpours likely linger into the evening. Check it out. 11 o'clock tonight, we'll likely continue to see some rainfall. But with the persistent clouds and the dreary weather conditions that we've already seen this morning, we do not have much of a severe weather concern. Notice Pike, Upson, and Lamar counties, Troup and Meriwether south. So our southern, probably 5-6 counties, and to southeast Alabama and into middle Georgia. That's where we'll have a chance at a severe storm or two. We had, I believe, one severe thunderstorm warning Friday afternoon as a batch of storms rolled through. We also have the possibility of some isolated flooding. Now, the good news here is that it looks like things will be kind of spread out, meaning that rain hopefully will be spread out over time and days where we don't have to deal with any major rainfall concern. But this is what we're looking at, a flash flood threat at level 2 out of 4 for far southern portions of the viewing area and then up into the North Georgia mountains. We're seeing some signs that those areas might see some of the heaviest, more persistent or most persistent rainfall. But all of North Georgia has a chance at some flooding just because of whatever rain that does form later today and tonight will be very slow moving. Highs tomorrow, check this out. This is not a mistake. This is seeing highs of 70 to 75 degrees. This is unheard of in early August. The normal high is 90 degrees. Highs in the middle 70s. Now, the humidity is still going to be with us, so it's still going to be a bit sticky and yucky feeling outside, but at least it's not going to be 100 degrees like we saw last Tuesday. Last Monday, the high was 99. So we're going to say goodbye to the 90s for a while around here. Going ahead into Sunday, notice by noon on Sunday tomorrow, we still have scattered downpours across the region, so just keep that umbrella very close by. You'll need it, I think, multiple times today and tomorrow, and again, that's the reason we have first alert weather days throughout the weekend. 7 p.m. Sunday, we're still seeing quite a bit of rain activity out there. But notice there are still plenty of dry pockets of weather out there, but where it is dry and when it is dry this weekend, I don't think we're going to be seeing much sunshine. I think the cloud cover will certainly be widespread and persistent. So if you're looking for some pool weather and lake weather, we've had some really good weekends for it recently, but this weekend is not one of them. Rain totals the next several days ranging from 1 to 3 inches. Notice those brighter colors up in the North Georgia mountains. That's where we could see some flooding, and notice some of those reds showing up in the southern part of the region too, and that's where that level 2 out of 4 risk of flooding was. And we're going to continue to see chances for showers and rain continue throughout the week. But hopefully these 1 to 3 inches of rainfall will be kind of spread out over the course of the next few days. So we're looking at today, tomorrow, and Tuesday having the highest rain coverage at the moment. We're seeing some trends that Monday night may be trending a little bit wetter. We'll wait and see. But really, this is one of the only times I remember really having cloudiness and a rain chance every day, limited sun. Obviously, we'll see some sun at times next week, but generally speaking, I really do think unless something dramatically changes in the weather pattern, more times than not, it's going to be cloudy over the next 7 days, which means the temperatures will not be nearly as unbearable as they have been being recently. In fact, the first few days in a week here of August, we're only the second day in on a new month, and we've got some really odd weather for temperature. Again, keeping in mind we usually are at 90+ degrees with heat indices in the hundreds. We're not going to be anywhere close to that. And check out overnight lows, likely to be dipping into the 60s. We'll be seeing highs in the 70s tomorrow and Monday, barely getting back to 80 on Tuesday and Wednesday, maybe barely getting to 80 today. Mid-80s are possible by the end of next week, and that's when we could see a little bit more sunshine and maybe a thunderstorm risk develop. But overall, this is a sort of a dreary, or abnormal, I should say, August 7-day forecast. But we are getting a break from the heat. It's not a washout, but it is going to be raining at times. We want you to be weather aware. Don't forget, you can always get the latest 7-day forecast and more inside the Atlanta News First weather app. We've got some weather videos in there for you, updating you on the forecast as well. That'll do it here on Atlanta News First Plus. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday, and we'll see you soon.
ANF Plus. You can also text weather to the number on your screen, and we'll send a link directly to your cell phone.